Love is in the air, ladies and gentlemen. GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video in Fire Emblem Heroes. Today with the reveal, well, the re-reveal of the next set of special heroes in the game on the banner, Lovely Gift. So we already know what this is all about. Let's get right into it. Don't need to beat around the bush. We already know who these characters are from the Faye channel that was just a few short days ago. So let's go ahead and get started and watch their reveal. Take a look at their skills, their animations, and all of that. We only got a glimpse of that before. Adorned with lovely flowers, we're going to get our very own Valentia-themed Valentines. And here is Faye, drawn Heartstring. Okay, she's an armor unit. I didn't catch that the last time. Of course, she does have those giant buckets of meat that she's carrying around, so it's probably weighing her down a bit. Okay. And we do have the Emperor of Rigel. And as, not Faye, but Phoenix had mentioned, he's holding those two daggers, which are intended for Alm and, that were intended for Alm and Berkut, right? And we've got the Unmasked Knight, of course, Conrad. The hat's my favorite part too, Conrad. Okay, Melee Bouquet, Ardent Sacrifice, Sprayed Defense Res, Wings of Mercy. Yep, that's a 4-star hero if I've ever seen one. And of course we've got the Lovebird Duo. Some great art here. They are an Infantry Axe user. Scepter of Love, Lunar Flash, Bonus Doubler, Lull Attack Speed, and Rouse Speed Res 3. Okay, alright. Alright, let's see if we can decipher what this duo skill is. Looks like people are low on health, so is it going to heal? Okay, it heals 30, and it also what? What did that do? Alright, we'll just watch this all the way through. We'll go back and rewatch the trailer later. Okay, so Paralog Story, Lovely Gifts. And I don't think there are any surprises here. We know Conrad is the demote, and he is going to be... Oh, right, and we know Silk is going to be available from the Tempest Trial as well. That's already been revealed, so there's Silk up in the corner over there. We're also going to get a chance at getting her in the Tempest Trial Plus for free. Conrad is going to be available as a 4-star focus unit on this banner, in addition to a 5-star focus unit. As far as I understand, and as per usual, no secret surprises at the end of this trailer at all. So special heroes are here starting on February 6th all the way until March 5th for basically one full month, an actual month this time around, not like the last time where I forgot how to read time and dates. So we're going to have a good opportunity to get these characters if you do want to spend some orbs for them. They look pretty great. All in all, the character selection is certainly interesting. We have Alm and Celica, a natural pair. At the same time, you know, I think some people may have been interested in seeing May and Bowie. I think that would have been a nice pair as well. They probably wouldn't want to do 2 duo units on a single banner. I can understand the reluctance to do that, I suppose, but would have been nice to see, I guess. And of course we got Faye and Conrad, which are each a little bit, I think, acting as a third wheel. Obviously Faye having her heart set on Alm and bringing those buckets of meat. And we've got Conrad, who basically has a sister complex. So, that being said, even distribution of colors, equal opportunity to get each of them on the banner, except for Conrad. Of course, Conrad being, again, available in the 4-star pool and a 4-star focus unit. So let's rewind, take another look at these characters, their art, their skills, and see what they're all about, and see if they're worth pulling for on their debut banner. Here we go. Take a look at them one by one. We'll start off with Faye here. She looks very cheerful, but we know that face can be a little deceiving. Alright, art by Toby looks great. Okay, Armored Archer. Let's go ahead and pause, take a look at what she's got. So Budding Bow Plus is going to be an inheritable weapon. It's a 12-might weapon, which is effective against flying foes. If unit initiates combat, grants attack defense +4 during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Okay, alright, that's kind of interesting, I guess. Not mind-blowing or anything, but for an inheritable bow, it's okay. I mean, it gives her Nice little boost to her attack and speed, or attack and defense, excuse me. So foe cannot make a follow-up attack. It's actually kind of interesting built into the weapon because you could also add onto her Wary Fighter, actually probably more appropriately, I would say Sturdy Impact. So if you added Sturdy Impact on her, alongside the Budding Bow Plus, she'll have double the effect of foe cannot make a follow-up attack, which means that when the enemy has a skill, when her foe has a skill that auto-procs or forces the follow-up attack on their side, it'll neutralize that, and also neutralize the speed check as well. And then with Bold Fighter on the B slot, that allows her to double, of course, and then while at the same time double preventing the opponent from forcing the follow-up attack via 2 skills or via the skill plus a speed check. Moonbow for the special, that is alright. That does allow her, upon using Bold Fighter, to auto-proc or proc on her first initiation Moonbow when she attacks into somebody. Deathblow 4 for the A slot. A good skill, tier 4 skill, very powerful. But I was just talking about how Sturdy Impact is probably better for her, and I maintain that it, it most certainly probably is. Armor March 3 for the C slot. At start of turn, if unit is adjacent to an armored ally, unit and adjacent armored allies can move 1 extra space. So getting that clutch extra movement tile for armors is always very, very nice. So it's a pretty pivotal skill on armor teams. So all in all, not a bad kit. Budding Bow Plus certainly doesn't blow me away as a practical weapon by any stretch of the imagination, but at the same time, I think you can be very tactical with it and do some interesting combinations and kits with it, again, paired with other skills that prevent follow-up attacks and things of that nature. So here's Faye. Take a look at that weapon effect once again. So it's got a rose at the end, okay, and then it blossoms when it hits. That's cute. It's cute. So we've got the Emperor of Rigel, Rudolf. Armored Lance user. He has his Thorn Lance. So Thorn Lance is going to be his own unique weapon, non-inheritable, 16 Might Lance, accelerates special trigger, cooldown -1. So we've got that killer/slaying effect. At start of combat, if unit's attack is greater than foe's attack, it inflicts attack defense -6 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. That's pretty good. So in conjunction to the killer slaying effect, which is always solid to have on a weapon, that's always a valuable thing to have. At start of combat, if unit's attack is greater than foe's attack, so he's going to be probably pretty beefy in the attack stat. Attack and defense -6 during combat, so an in-combat debuff on the opposing side. Foe cannot make a follow-up attack either. So basically, as long as Rudolf has a little bit more attack than his opponent, he ends up crippling them, further reducing their defense by another 6, so thereby increasing his own attack potential by 6. And then further reducing their attack, his opponent's attack, by 6 as well, which means it severely limits their ability to do damage to him. And also preventing follow-up attacks against him means that they can only attack him once. And given his stat line, whatever it's going to be, he's probably going to be pretty tanky physically. And if that's the case, then it's probably going to be pretty hard to kill him on by enemy phasing him. So certainly not a bad combination of things. Pretty good set of stuff there. Bonfire for the special, again, kind of reinforces the fact that he's probably going to be physically very tanky. Don't know about his res stat, but at least his defenses are probably going to be pretty primo. Special Fighter 3 for the B slot. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 50%, grant special cooldown charge +1 a unit, inflict special cooldown charge -1 on the foe. So I don't want to read into this too much, but Special Fighter 3 on the B slot could mean that he's kind of a speedy armor. I don't know that for certain, of course. It could be implying the use of quick riposte in the seal that would allow him and basically force the double on his side of things. And then Special Fighter, of course, would then just prevent the enemy from proccing their special and thereby also increasing his ability to proc Bonfire. And what that's really going to mean is as soon as he doubles, because he also has the killer/slaying effect on Thorn Lance, he's going to proc Bonfire on the first initiation because Bonfire is going to be at a 2-turn cooldown. When he first attacks, he's going to get an extra additional charge. And then in the follow-up attack, he's going to proc that Bonfire. And then for his C slot, he has Threaten, Attack, Defense 3. So this is going to be a new skill. At start of turn, If unit is within 2 spaces of a foe, grants attack defense +5 to unit for 1 turn, and inflicts attack defense -5 on foes within 2 spaces through their next actions. Truly a powerful, powerful effect for an enemy phaser, and that does certainly seem like what Rudolf is intended to be. Again, I suspect if he doesn't have an incredible speed stat, they're probably intending you to use Quick Riposte on his seal, which would ensure his double. When he gets into range, he will debuff the enemy forces in just the appropriate stats, so he can maximize his damage while preventing the most damage to him. He'll get in-combat debuffs from the Thorn Lance as well, as long as his attack is higher. He will negate their ability to proc their special. So all of these good things that would neutralize damage on him while maximizing his damage when he's tanking an attack. So, solid kit. Let's keep going. Day of Devotion. Alright, well here's Conrad.
Excellent outfit, isn't it? That's my favorite part.
Okay. Let's pause here. He's got a little bouquet. Okay, so melee bouquet plus. It's a 14 might weapon. It is in fact inheritable. If unit initiates combat, grants attack defense +4 during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Okay, so we've got basically the Faye equivalent of a sword here with the melee bouquet plus. Like I mentioned with Faye, I don't think it's amazing or anything. I think it can be useful. It has some unique applications that you could apply and combo with some other skills. Ardent Sacrifice, it's okay. It's alright. Often used in lieu of a healer or to force HP threshold activation of certain skills that have an HP threshold, so there are those uses. Since Conrad is going to be in the 4-star focus pool, I was kind of hoping they would give him a more interesting assist, to be completely honest. Brazen Defense Res 3 for the A slot at start of turn. If unit's HP is less than or equal to 80%. Grants Defense Res +7 during combat, so very, very, very tanky. And then Wings of Mercy 3 for the B slot. If ally's HP is less than or equal to 50%, unit can move to a space adjacent to that ally. So, nothing terribly remarkable here. The plus side is that Conrad is going to be pretty easy to get for Conrad fans out there, so you're not going to have to struggle too hard in getting a copy or two if that happens to be your fancy. But at the end of the day, nothing here is really that mind-blowing as far as his skills are concerned. Let's keep going. And that's, again, to be expected. He's going to be dropping into the available as a 4-star hero, so. And then we've got the Lovebird Duo.
What a lovely day. Let's try to enjoy it.
Let's enjoy this lovely day. Alright, so let's take a look. They look pretty decked out, just from a glance. So Scepter of Love is their weapon. It's a 16 might axe. Grants speed +3. That's always promising. At start of combat, if a bonus granted by a skill like Rally, Hone, or Hone is active on unit, or if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 70% at start of combat, grants bonus to unit's attack equal to 25% of foe's defense, and inflicts penalty on foe's attack equal to 25% of foe's res during combat. Jeez. Okay, well, alright, let's play back the tapes a little bit. So we've got the speed +3. That's the simple part. Always good to get that additional speed. At start of combat, so the condition for the effect of the weapon is that they're very healthy, right? So either they have 70% of their health or higher, or they have some sort of a buff on them, like a rally or a hone. So that's kind of the enforcement of the condition is that they are healthy and happy. So they need to be happy for the condition to be met, and once that condition is met, grants bonus to unit's attack equal to 25% of foe's defense. So we have seen this before. It's kind of like a mini Luna effect, right? It takes 25% of the opponent's defense stat and adds that as bonus damage to you. That's effectively the equivalent of reducing their defense by 25%. Obviously, it's saying that it grants the bonus attack to you rather than it reducing the enemy's defense, but it effectively means the same thing. Like, at the end math is going to result the same way. Either you get an additional 25% of the foe's defense, or their defense is lowered by 25%. In the end, the additional damage is the same. So that's why I'm saying it's like a mini Luna, so to speak. And of course, the defense stat is the only one you care about when you're using Scepter of Love, which is an axe, a physical weapon that affects defense. And then it also inflicts penalty on foe's attack equal to 25% of foe's res during combat. So that's interesting, and it's especially odd because it's using the foe's res stat. I don't really know why that is. It's it seems random. It seems maybe there's a reason for it, or maybe there's something I'm not thinking about. That is a big possibility. I do sometimes make some pretty grave mistakes in watching these trailers live. That's kind of the danger of live reaction sometimes. So I do apologize if I'm missing something, but it does seem kind of random that it takes the foe's res and uses that to penalize. Irrespective of that, once the condition is met, not only does the duo of Alm and Celica get that attack boost, that basically that mini Luna, it also inflicts a debuff on the opponent's attack, 25% of their res. So pretty interesting overall. I don't think we've seen an effect quite like this before, where it takes the opponent's defensive stat and then reduces their attack by that amount. I don't think we've seen that before, but correct me if I'm wrong. So, hey, it's a good combination of stuff. It basically increases their bulkiness inherently as long as their condition is met. As long as they're happy and healthy, they get additional attack and they take reduced damage. I mean, those are all good things. Lunar Flash for the special. 2 cooldown special. Treats foe's defense as if reduced by 20% during combat. Boosts damage by 20% of unit speed. Phenomenal special. Reinforces the fact that they're probably going to be a pretty speedy unit. The fact that Scepter of Love has an inherent +3 speed added to it just adds to the damage of Lunar Flash as well. Bonus Doubler 3 for the A slot grants bonus to attack, speed, defense, and res during combat equal to current bonus on each of the unit stats. Calculates each stat bonus independently. Legendary Roy's debut skill, and still a powerful asset here, essentially meaning that if Celica and Alm end up getting an activated boost on any of their stats, so a blue number for any of their stats, Bonus Doubler will double that effect on any of the independent stats. So it's pretty powerful effect overall. Lull attack speed 3 for the B slot, inflicts attack speed -3 on foe, and neutralizes foe's bonuses to attack and speed during combat. Alright, so further reinforcing Alm and Celica's offensive stat line, basically allowing them to take less damage and then more ensure the double that they would be doing on their opponent. And again, neutralizing those foes. The lull skills are great. I really do like the lull skills a lot. And lull attack speed in particular is bound to be a pretty darn good one. Alright, for the C slot, we've got Rouse Speed Res 3. At start of turn, if unit is not adjacent to an ally, grant Speed Res +6 to unit for 1 turn. So they've been pushing the Rouse skills more recently. We've been getting more and more of them. I think they're pretty powerful effects. They're kind of underrated, but also they're not widely available, so that's why you don't see them quite as often, but particularly in something like Ether Raids, where you're seeing a lot of Aversas or other debuffers, like female Fallen Corins and things like that. You know, you often can have, it's often a detriment to be adjacent to your ally unless you have somebody with a Recover Plus or some kind of other skill that can neutralize the debuffs on your team. And Rouse just reinforces you being solo, or not solo, but 2 spaces away, so still able to enjoy drive skills and those equivalents. But Rouse, speed, and res means that positioning yourself in such a way means you'll get a self-activated boost to 2 key skills, and in this case it's speed and res. So overall, pretty impressed with the kit, pretty impressed with the weapon. It's not all-out offense. It's not what you would think of as being completely all-out offense. There's some tankiness involved as well. It's kind of a mixed phase, mixed type of unit, which I think is pretty valuable, especially with that Lunar Flash paired with it. They're going to be doing a lot of damage. And then you got, of course, the skills. Double bonus, Stubbler, lull attack speed 3, rouse speed res 3, all very, very powerful skills. So even in the event that you get them and you don't actually want them, they've got plenty of fodder for you to use on other units. So overall, very, very strong. And we haven't even gotten into their duo power, whatever that might be. We already know that it's at least a 30 HP heal, but let's get some more details on what else it did. Let's see them in action. Got Celica cheering on. Alright. So let's take a look. So we've got, alright, I just want to pay attention to the cooldowns as well as the green button. So the area of effect actually seems to be pretty large. It looks like it's a square around Alm and Celica that's 5 spaces wide on each side, basically, with them in the center. So pretty wide range. So we've got 3 infantry in there as well as Conrad, who is a cavalry. I'm paying attention to their special cooldown as well. Again, we know they get the heal, but let's see what else they get. So all allies within that area of effect, including cavalry, so it doesn't have to be an infantry, and including themselves, end up getting +6 attack and +6 speed, and as an activated buff, so as the equivalent of a rally or a hone, something to that effect. So basically, they meet their own condition for Scepter of Love. As soon as they activate their duo skill, they get a buff, a hone or a rally on themselves. So irrespective of whatever their HP stat was, using that skill will then activate Scepter of Love right out of the gate, so you don't have to worry about that, which is pretty nice. And it also, again, grants that effect to all allies, it looks like. So they're all getting that +6 attack, +6 speed. Of course, Alm and Celica have the advantage of bonus doubler as well, which means that bonus doubler effectively doubles their +6 attack and +6 speed to be a +12 attack and +12 speed. So pretty formidable stuff. If we keep going... Okay, so the 30 HP does not affect Conrad, so it looks like it may be infantry only, or it may be a more limited range. I'm guessing it's infantry only, so poor Conrad out there is going to stay hurt out there on the side there, but everybody else is going to get a nice 30 HP, including themselves, which again reinforces and helps Scepter of Love to activate, because again, one of the conditions for Scepter of Love, if you don't have a rally or a hone on yourself, or on Alm and Celica, is just to remain healthy. So 30 HP is a pretty easy way to remain topped off on your HP stat, which again will help you to meet the condition for Scepter of Love even more.
Which to choose?
And there we go. They're going to go ahead and attack into this Lance Knight.
This is for you.
Yeah, it's a good bit of damage. Okay, alright, so again, pretty impressive stuff overall from Alm and Celica, I gotta say. And we've got Silk out there in the corner. Alright, so overall, it's a decent banner. You've got Faye and Conrad, who I think are probably the consolation prizes more on this banner than anything else. Not to say anything about Faye and Conrad as characters, I think they're great. And I think Faye in particular looks great with the buckets of meat that she's carrying with her. But in terms of their skills and what they bring, I just don't think they're amazing or anything. Rudolf, I think, is pretty powerful. I mean, he's built to be a tanky lance armor. Not to say that we don't have enough tanky lance armors out there, so I don't know. I mean, he's clearly intended to be an enemy phaser that's very, very tanky, like able to neutralize follow-up attacks on him, able to neutralize, and debuff the enemy's attack into him. Obviously, that isn't the intent behind his character, and he serves that purpose probably pretty darn well. It's just nothing that we've seen that's especially crazy new or anything. Obviously, Celica and Alm bring a lot to the table that's unique. They have basically a self-fulfilling weapon effect from their duo skill. They have a great A slot, great B slot, great C slot skill, come with their own unique special. So they've got a lot to offer, and especially as a mixed phase unit, because I gotta say that, oftentimes we see a lot of min-maxing in terms of being an all-out offense player phase unit or being a super hyper defensive unit like we're seeing with Rudolf. I do think that there is a lot of value in having a mixed phase unit, and that does seem like that's what they're kind of going for a little bit with Alm and Celica. So that's certainly something that I appreciate. So let me know in the comments below which of these units you're targeting if you decide to pull on the Lovely Gifts banner. I hope you get all of the copies that you need of whoever you're going for. For me personally, I don't really know if I'm going to be going in on this banner super hard. I might go in a little bit for Alm and Celica, but I'm not married to it. Get it? Get it? I'm not married to it. So I don't know. We'll have to see how things shake out. I might, depending on how I feel, I might spend a little bit. But otherwise, I think I'm perfectly content with kind of just waiting it out and not necessarily going for these units. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. And until next time, let's protect those skies.